First, we're going to start with Aldo Arce, who is the founder and executive director of Puerta Joven, which is a youth-led nonprofit organization that works to promote intercultural education to ensure that young people are not excluded from opportunities because of their cultural identity. He holds a degree in communications and was a postgraduate student in studies of youth at Flaxo University in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He has established youth programs for cultural expression and digital literacy with an innovative approach that recognizes what it means to be young today. His social innovations are running in 5 countries in Latin America today. He has gained experience working for environmental nonprofits in New York City and has been awarded by UN Secretary General Mr. Ban Ki-moon, Prince of Spain, Adobe Foundation, and the University of Queensland, Australia. He is a member of the UNDP's Group of Experts of Youth Development, where he develops work as a consultant in strategies to engage youth in social projects. Currently, he's expanding his youth programs to Central and South America, which is awesome. So, Aldo, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and you should be all set to go.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. It's great to be here sharing with young people today. So I would like to, when I was starting to sort of thinking of what I want to do, so back at that time I was only 18, and then I wanted, of course, to do something to change the world, as many of you are doing right now. But then I faced with this first point that to be a leader, to do something to change, first you have to be a leader. And then for that, it takes time to imagine, but also it takes time to make to others believe that you can do it. So my first point was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to start something. I don't know exactly what I wanted, but I want to start something. And then at that point, I talked to myself that, you know, what I want to do is to create more intercultural dialogue at the schools. This means only to respect diversity at the classroom. That's all. But then in order to do that, you have to convince many people. I think when you are doing an entrepreneurship, whether it's social, whether it's social enterprise, our work is to convince people that they can work with you in order to do that. So I think the first point I challenge myself and say, well, I have to go out to talk to these people, to talk to the principals of the schools, to convince them that my idea can really make a difference. It's not enough with my good intentions, and that it takes a lot of energy to empower yourself and really go out there. So my first point was to represent the story. I was like, I want to share with you that I can do it. So I put on myself in that point that how media reflect young people and how actually other people, whether they are authorities at the government, at the school, or in general in society, how they understand young people, how they look at us. And then I realized like media has a really huge impact because they don't look at us like really powerful and active to do something. They don't look at us as trustful people. And then on top of that, you see that a lot of young people is not represented because ethnicity, because nationality, where they were born, things like that. So it's totally true that if you are overrepresented, you will see yourself more empowered to do things. But if you are underrepresented, you see yourself as having opposite. And I think every young entrepreneur faces this challenge. So the first of all is to really take off that clique and feel yourself as a leader, just because you can in that way empower yourself. And how you start with this? So actually you can start looking at other media than other young people is doing, and that's why I wanted to do my project that is focused on how the young people, the youngest students, can tell their story at the classroom and how that can change the image they have by their peers, by the professors, how they can change their image that they have as the teachers. And from there it starts empowerment to do something about making a change at local level. And then It's totally true that great stories, great projects happen only to those who can tell them. You can have the greatest story behind you, you can have the greatest idea, but I would say that 50% of every project, of every initiative, it's communication. So if your project could be great, you can spend a whole year talking about the qualities of the project, but if you don't tell the story and connect what's the soul behind this, what moves the project to have a sense in the life, it's not going to be a project. It's just going to be some draft on the paper, but never is going to be a reality. So this is what we are looking right now. It's a kind of summary to tell you why there's a need to be really communicative about the project, why we really have to spend so much time. I know that many of you think that why do I have to spend so much time on energy share my story when I want to do a project on the ground, when I want to work outreaching people, when I want to impact on beneficiaries? Why to develop all of this communication and speech and all of this behind? So I would say what we are looking at is if we want to change, we need to be persuasive, but to do that, we want to gain confidence on them. And to gain confidence from people, you have to be credible. And to be credible, you have to be visible. And that only is achieved when you share your motivation. Rather than the actions you're going to take, you're going to start to get more credibility when you share your motivation and your passion. You can tell many actions that you are going to implement, but people are not going to connect if you don't make them believe that you are doing something honest, that you are doing something that it's really inspiring you, because that's why you are imagined, not because it's a project extra. There's many projects, but there's only a few passions out there that the people can appreciate. So I would say that that's why it's so important and so relevant to tell your story, your personal story, not only the project and the description of that, but why you are driven to do that. And I think that's gonna give you more broad kind of actors to work with. But then how to tell the story? I think it's pretty simple. My experience, I learned these three actions. The first one would be introducing people. It's all about tell who you are and where you come from. I think when you say where you come from and then where you want to go to, that really motivates people to believe in you, and it actually saves time knocking doors because people are going to connect quicker with you. So it's introducing your personal story, whether you are a group or individual. Second, sharing fact and feelings. When I say sharing facts, it's so important to really communicate points like, this percentage of people has been impacted with the issue I want to address. This is the beneficiaries we want to address. Why? And feelings, it's all about, giving a voice to open to be open to come to discuss with people why are you feeling doing this, not only what other people is gonna get from this, but what you are personally feeling doing this. And I could say that any story could be complete if you are only communicating. It's also about getting a feedback. So I could say at the end, close every story with a call for action. Tell something to people that they can help you, they can cooperate you, they can be engaged with you. You can tell the story very extensive, but if you don't invite them to be part of your project, saying openly at your story, whether you are doing a video or writing a story or other materials, at the end you mention very clearly, this is me, this is what I'm feeling to do this is what we are doing, and finally, I need your help. There's nothing bad mentioning very open. I need your help. I think my organization, it's called Puerta Joven, are two Spanish words, and those words mean it means youth door. It means opening doors for youth. So when you open a door for youth, how we do it through stories. This is the name of our organization. We want to open doors for youth, how we can start. And then we realized that sharing stories was actually a good strategy to save time knocking doors. When we started to spread out our stories, it was through video. Then a lot of people came in to ask, what can I do to help you? We didn't even ask for that. We didn't send emails. We didn't ask for meetings with those institutions. They just connect with the story. And then that's when we realized, it's really worth it to spend so much time on this because it's opening doors for us. So that's how we do it right now. We have been creating around 100 stories produced by youth on the ground, each one with a particular issue, whether environment, cultural diversity, youth empowerment. I will invite you to look at those stories. We have the majority is in Spanish, but also we have a few English stories that you can see. And then you can also follow up the story. We have the first video, and then the second one tells you what happened after that video went out there, what happened at the community level. I think that could be a good practice for you in terms to understand how we do it and the success or the challenges we had at Puerto Joven. So I would like to conclude saying this, and I think, again, and describing where you come from and letting know the people where you are going to, I would say definitely opens doors for everyone.